watching the award-winning GHS-TV, Germantown Community Television, your hometown news and information station. Welcome to another edition of Germantown Community Television's award-winning Access Together series. Informative, educational, and entertaining, our diverse programming lineup offers something unique for every viewer. Whether you want to keep up with the latest community news or learn how changes in the Mid-South and beyond affect us right here at home, these local programs keep the focus on you, the citizens of Germantown. Each show is hosted by a member of the community and produced using the students and facilities of Germantown High School's nationally renowned television station, GHS-TV. These programs are made possible through the combined efforts of the City of Germantown, Shelby County Schools, GHS-TV, and the Germantown Community Television Foundation. If you have any questions, comments, or program ideas, write us at the address on your screen or call 754-4788. For more information about GHS-TV and our programming, visit us on the web at www.ghstv.org. You can also email us at the address on your screen. Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoy the following presentation.
Welcome to Inspiring Leaders. I'm your host, Donna Chandler Newman, Executive Director of Leadership Germantown. During each show, we meet community leaders and we examine how they're using their unique talents and skill sets to make a difference. And we hope through our discussions to inspire others to discover and to share their own leadership abilities for the overall betterment of our community. Germantown is home to some 40,000 citizens and some 700 acres of recreational land. As a community, we're all quite proud of our newest and quite unique treasure, the Bobby Lanier Farm Park. In this first portion of our show, we'll meet Anne Gibson, Chairman of the Farm Park Advisory Board, along with Pam Beasley, Director of Parks and Recreation for the City of Germantown. In our second segment, Anne will remain with us and will be joined by Lisa Parker, Volunteer Coordinator, and Michelle Johns, Program and Development Coordinator for the Bobby Lanier Farm Park. In our last segment, we'll shift gears a bit and we'll talk with Moya Dent, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Leadership Germantown. Joining us now are Anne Gibson and Pam Beasley to talk about the Bobby Lanier Farm Park. Thank you so much for coming today.
Happy to be here, Donna.
I'm so glad you're here, and the Bobby Lanier Farm Park is one of my favorite topics. I know it's one of yours. Now, Anne, you're a volunteer with the group, and I know it's your vocation, Pam, but it's also a passion for both of you, isn't it?
That's right.
So tell me about how the Bobby Lanier Farm Park came to be, how it started, and how it evolved.
I think one of the primary parks in the city is known as C.O. Franklin Park, Morgan Woods. There's a site called Oaklawn Garden. Yeah. And then the city has just east of those parklands the soccer complex that we use. In between those properties was a small 10-acre parcel that was privately owned. And several years ago, the city had the opportunity to purchase that land, kind of what we call filling the gap, and allowing the city now to have a 100-acre parcel of public land that's used for recreational purposes.
Amazing.
And so when we acquired that property, the first thing that we did was to look to our citizens and ask that question, what shall we use this parkland for? What type of park amenities would you envision? What type of trends are important now? And how can you see this park being something that could be what I define as a game changer for our city?
And it is too, isn't it?
It is.
How would you define the farm park? Because, I mean, you've talked about sustainability. Tell me about the farm park itself.
I think in every progressive community, you look at where we are as a society. And I know often I think of how our world has changed, and it's hard to imagine what it will become because of this thing called technology. And our lives are so in tune to being inside and plugged in that people are now beginning to realize that we need to also incorporate into our daily lives being outside and connected to nature. And the farm park project really gives people the opportunity to be outside and breathe fresh air, understand something that's so important to all of us right now, and it's understanding our food system. And, you know, we have health challenges as a society, and the farm park looks at ways for people to understand about not only their personal health, but the health of our environment and being good stewards. So it is truly a project, Donna, that meets the city's goal of ensuring that we are practicing what's known as the triple bottom line. That we are being socially responsible and connecting people to one another, that we're being good stewards of the environment, and that we're creating programs and facilities that can be financially and economically driven.
My gracious. Well, that's an ambitious goal, and you know, Marianne, I know you're part of the execution of that goal as the chairman of the Farm Park Advisory Board. You have an awful lot of places to put your time and your talent. I guess I'm kind of hearing some of the reasons, but why the farm park?
Well,
And I know you sit on many boards, by the way.
Of course, but the farm park is unique in that there's nothing like it in our region. It is a tie with the things that I'm passionate about, education and our park system and our community. The farm park, because of the unique situation that it's in, it is in the heart of Germantown. It is that demonstration site for sustainability. I chose to become involved as a offshoot of my work with the Park Commission, but it will speak to not just to my generation that are hungry for those new and innovative ways to use our land, but it will be there for, I hope, my children's children and for our community.
Absolutely. I'm glad to see you both leading such a charge for it too, by the way. And I would be remiss if I didn't point out that you're both graduates of Leadership Germantown too.
Absolutely.
You 1999, Pam, right?
That's right.
And 2000, almost classmates too.
That's right.
Well, this is quite the effort that you're leading. So tell me this, you do sit on the board.
I do.
Tell me what kinds of goals the board has for this year.
Well, for this year, we will begin a membership campaign for our friends of the farm park to be able to support that nonprofit with their time, their talents, and their gifts. And obviously, we've got funds that need to be raised, so we will have that capital campaign. We've got structures that we have already in place. We've already got the redesign work done for them. We just have to look for those private partnerships with the wonderful citizens here, corporately and privately, individuals here in our city to be able to help.
And it is a public-private partnership, is it not? The whole farm park is?
Well, it is owned by the city, and the nonprofit is, again, the board is comprised of volunteers, of citizens.
That's amazing. It truly is. And I know a number of nonprofits are contributing along with you to the farm park. I know Leadership Germantown's a piece of that.
Of course.
The horse show also, right?
Absolutely. They just completed a renovation of the stable that's on the site, valued at over $250,000.
That's amazing.
Tremendous gift.
Yeah.
That's an amazing gift.
We are so blessed. Methodist Hospital here within our town, in our town, they have done great work to help with our programming. Been a huge supporter.
And tell me, in 5 seconds, tell me about community gardening. I know that you want to tell me about that.
We have a very strong community garden. Our Community Garden Association members spend hours each week helping that garden grow, and they are able to take in a shared environment those fruits and vegetables home with them. But it's a fantastic program. We have memberships available in our community garden.
Well, I can't wait to hear about your membership campaign as well. So thank you both for telling us that. I know you're staying with us, and we're going to be joined with some members of your staff and also the volunteer coordinator,
Great.
Lisa Parker, who will talk about other opportunities to be involved. So thank you both very much. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to pause for a short break, and when we return, we'll continue to talk with Anne Gibson and be joined by Lisa Parker and Michelle Johns.
Every day is so wonderful, and suddenly it's hard to breathe.
Would it be okay if I sat here?
Is she serious? Whatever. New girl.
Sing away. Yes, words can't bring me down.
Reaching out. Pass it on.
So don't you bring me
A message
down.
from the Foundation for a Better Life.
You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, Germantown Community Television, your hometown news and information station.
Welcome back. We're pleased to welcome back Anne Gibson and to be joined by Lisa Parker and Michelle Johns from the Bobby Lanier Farm Park. Thank you all so much for being here. Now, I know that Anne and Lisa are both volunteers with the organization, and if I'm not mistaken, you started that way, did you not, Michelle?
I did. I started off as a volunteer, and then there was a part-time position available, and I love doing it so much. I felt like that was the spot for me. So I ended up taking a part-time position with the city as the program and development coordinator.
Well, you do quite the job, and in a few moments we're going to talk about some of that job. I love that, but first I've got to ask our chair of the Germantown Municipal School System that's just come into being. I know that you're drawn to the farm park way before you even took that position. But I know that you're especially drawn now because of the educational opportunities, aren't you?
Yes, yes.
Talk to me about that a little bit.
Well, the farm park is very near and dear to the educational process. And of course, now that we have our own school system, we want it to get even more active. So we want to talk with Michelle and get those activities going even more than they are now. So.
And you don't make these up yourself. You actually have a consulting group, don't you, with your teachers?
I do, yes. We have two facets of education at the farm park. So with the field trip curriculum, we asked our local experts to join us and help us write field trip curriculum that would complement what they're teaching in the classroom. Oh. And that's so important because with standardized testing, it's important that children don't lose value outside of the classroom. So the farm park offers an opportunity to make learning fun, but complement what's being taught in the classroom. So if they're able to incorporate the standards that they're held to in math and science and social studies in the field trip curriculum, then we've been a perfect complement for them. And then we have unique programming just to the farm park, and we have staff that come up with, we Google and we search and we read books, and we come up with our own unique programming with the Young Farmers programming and the Discovery Friday programs.
And if I'm not mistaken, you've moved beyond school age. Are you not working with some preschoolers as well and looking toward adults too?
Okay, so we have several educational programs. So we have our Discovery Friday program that is geared for preschoolers, ages 3 to 5, and then Young Farmers, geared for 6 years to 12 years of age. And Discovery Friday is the same program, just modified for a preschooler. And then we have our field trip curriculum, which is really for kindergarten through 5th grade, and very unique as well because the teachers have written programming for each grade independently. So if you were to visit the farm park as a kindergarten student and come back again in 1st grade, you're going to get a different experience in the same place.
That's amazing.
So it's really nice that we have that, and we'll just continue to evolve and build on that programming. And then we have captured our high school students with the Future Farmers of America programs at Houston and also Collierville High School. Those students are able to expand their knowledge, and it's really hard. They have been limited in recent years with competition level across the state because you can't really raise goats and sheep and do beekeeping at school on school property. But now with the farm park, an education and demonstration site for sustainability, they can come to the farm park. They can raise sheep and goats, and do a little beekeeping, and then the public can also benefit from the education of that. They can take their learning here and compete at the state level as well.
That's amazing.
We've been able to span
All of it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you know, from the school board and from the Farm Park Board of Directors, you must be thrilled with this, with the way that they're moving, right?
We are thrilled, so pleased with the work that Michelle is doing as the Program and Development Coordinator, and Jeff Terry, who is our farm manager, works very closely with our community garden. Very, very pleased with their work. I have to say, though, as for our farmhand coordinator, we call our volunteers farmhands, Ms. Parker's work has been phenomenal. It's been instrumental in the success of our farmers market, which I'm hoping that we'll get to talk
And
about.
absolutely we will. As a matter of fact, that's where I was going next. Honest to goodness, my favorite part of the whole thing has got to be farmers market. It's the place to see and be seen, is it not? That's really a lot of fun. Tell me, how in the world did that inspiration come up?
Well, actually, Pam and I were meeting last spring, and we were supposed to be closed because we were going to have a major park renovation. And just a lot of changes occurred in our, just with budgeting and some of just not really being ready yet for the renovations. And so we ended up being open, and Pam said, Michelle, we need to have some programming. And so we said, well, we've got to have programming in a month. Okay, we're going to do a farmer's market.
That's fun.
And so we just went out and found all of our local farmers and invited them to come and start a farmer's market, and we just put it all together, and it has been so much fun. So we have our local vendors. It is a producers-only market, meaning if you didn't grow it or make it, then you can't participate. And you know, that's just, we want to support local artisans. And
Absolutely amazing. And it takes a lot of volunteers to run that, doesn't it, Lisa?
It does.
Tell me
It
what your
does.
volunteers do during the farmers market.
Well, we have an information table that we work at, and we send people to different places. We also have vendors, welcoming vendors and get them set up. We have just walking the market, cleaning up, giving directions. We have a kiddie corral in which we work with the kids over by where the music and the food trucks are. And you know, we want our volunteers happy. Like you said, it's a place to be seen. If you want to come out and see your neighbors, we wear orange T-shirts so you know who we are. And it's a wonderful time that we all have. We come from 5 to 7:30.
So you can be involved here by joining as a member, by being in the community garden, by being a farmhand, and just coming out, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you guys so
Absolutely.
much. I'm thrilled with the farm park, and I know the city of Germantown is absolutely thrilled to have the Bobby Lanier Farm Park. Thank you all for being here.
We
you
need
for having
another
us.
session.
I'll work
We
on
could.
it.
We could keep talking.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. We're going to take a break now, but be sure to stay with us because when we return, we'll be talking with Moya Dent about Leadership Germantown.
You can now watch your favorite Germantown community television shows from anywhere in the world. GHS-TV is streaming online, live 24/7. A viewing screen displays our channel just like you see on television. Simply visit our website at www.ghstv.org. So log on and enjoy hometown news from anywhere in the world, only at ghstv.org.
I'm big, I'm big, I'm big. I've done big things. Some even say I'm bigger than life. But you know what? There's nothing bigger than life. Not when someone you love is fighting to live. You want to do something big? You want to do something big? Sign up to donate marrow and save a life. Take the first step at bethematch.org. See how big you can be. You could be the one to save a life.
You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, Germantown Community Television, your hometown news and information station.
I'm Donna Chandler Newman, your host, and you're watching Inspiring Leaders. Leadership Germantown is a nonprofit organization which exists to help cultivate leaders to step up and make our community even better. And that's really the mission of our organization, Leadership Germantown, to build a better community, one leader at a time. Joining us now is Leadership Germantown's Chairman of the Board of Directors, Moya Dent. Hey Moya, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it so much. Okay, so we've just finished talking about the farm park. How exciting is the farm park?
Oh, it's so exciting. I've been going, ever since they opened the market, I've been going every week, so I'm very excited.
Completely love it. And you know, I really love that it's, many of the efforts are led by graduates of our program.
Yes.
Yes? You like that?
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, I know. I'm completely impressed with that. You know, recently you even started talking about the fact that we build the leaders that make things happen in the community.
That's right.
Yeah?
That's my new motto.
Yeah, it is. Where all do we find our leaders throughout the community?
Well, the employers that we have in the city of Germantown send a lot of people to us. We have lots of small business owners. We have lots of people who stay home. That we have lots of retirees. We're a very diverse group.
And where is their impact, though? It's everywhere, isn't it?
It's everywhere, yes.
Homeowners?
Absolutely. Throughout neighborhoods and businesses and other community organizations, like you said.
Well, now tell me about this amazing class of 2014. I'm pretty fascinated with them.
Oh, they're remarkable. I can't say enough about them. They are just, they've blown me away so far. I know they all keep saying that even if they stop now, that they would be fulfilled in their Leadership Germantown experience, but we know they have a lot to go.
So much more to look forward to. What have they done so far?
Well, so far they've been to Team Trek. They have been to Nashville, and they've also had their Germantown Business Day. So they get to see all of the different sectors of Germantown and have visited a few businesses as well.
Oh, that's perfect. And what did they do in Nashville?
Well, they got to meet their legislators. They got to learn how a bill is passed. They got to meet with a few lobbyists. It's a packed day, and they always have a great time when they do that.
And they tour the Capitol, don't they?
Absolutely, yes.
Which is really wonderful. So what time do we take them up in the morning? This is where they complain the most.
Yeah, that's the hard part. We don't tell them that until we actually sign them up for the program, but we leave about 4:30 in the morning.
I know.
And we come home about 7 at night. So
Yeah.
that's a long day, but it's very worth it. And that seems to be the one that they're all looking forward to, maybe until they hear about the 4:30.
Yeah, the 4:30 bothers them, but they always come back exhilarated from what they do. We do let them sleep on the way there, too,
Yeah,
though, so
that's
that's good. Yeah, I know they completely and totally love that. So they're not even halfway through with the program, are they?
Nope. We still have a lot to go. Coming up soon, we have County Education Day. We have County Government Day, where we spend the day downtown. And
Public safety, your
drawing a
favorite.
blank. Public safety, my favorite.
Yeah.
Yes, where they spend half a day with the police department and half a day with the fire department.
That's completely...
And that one's very interactive, so
and
that's
they
why
love
it's my
that.
favorite.
They completely love that, don't they? Well, now, okay, so we've also just finished Leadership Germantown News itself. We've also just finished our trivia night. Tell me about how much fun that was.
Oh, it was so much fun. It always is. It's our only fundraiser every year, and we just have a blast. It's a great time for past class members to come back and see each other if they haven't been running into each other on the streets. But, and then also for potential class members, people who might want to find out about Leadership Germantown. But the trivia is not that hard, and even if it is, it's still a good time.
It is a lot of fun, isn't it? I always hear everybody say that it's the least expensive thing that you can do for that much fun. That's what
right.
That's what they all say, and they truly enjoy it. My family likes to come in last place because
Yes,
we think that's important to us.
My family fights you for the last place.
I know. We usually take it, though. Yeah, it's completely our goal. It's our legacy. So, well, tell me one thing. We didn't talk a minute ago a little bit about Team Trek. I know that last month we had Jason Speed on with us. What do you think is their favorite thing about that? That seems to be so penetrating for all of them. What is their favorite thing about Team Trek?
Well, I think that it's very eye-opening to them. They are put in situations that are completely made up, but it is hilarious how seriously all of these natural leaders take the situation. So they get completely stressed out, and their true personalities shine in these 1-hour exercises, And it's a big learning experience for them. They see how they react to certain things, and then they're able to take those things back to real life. And personally, I took a lesson back immediately and made a difference in my own company at that time. So.
And and it's a safe place to learn too.
It
You
is.
can't mess anything up too badly, and
That's
there's
right.
nothing that will be permanent and damage your life and relationships, right?
Correct.
And they seem to come together so much during that because they're all learning so much.
They do. And even when they succeed in their tasks, which they often don't, it's often a terrible failure and they blow up the world or something like that. But even when they succeed, they learn a lesson.
And so that's a good thing. So, and it's really unusual to take them away out of their comfort zone for a couple of days,
Yes,
right? And
yes.
overnight and everything.
Yes,
So.
it is very scary. And I remember being just as uncomfortable. And
the
now
whole
I
thing.
think it's hilarious when they're all worried about being woken up in the middle of the night and things like that.
But
So,
they do completely love it.
They do.
So if what you've heard today is exciting and you think you want to be a piece of Leadership Germantown, how do you get in touch with us?
Visit us at leadershipgermantown.org or call 861-9676.
Perfect. Perfect. And so we'll look forward to our class of 2015. But let's finish having some fun with 2014 yet. They're excited and we're excited to have them.
Yes, we are.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And thank you for being with us today for Inspiring Leaders. We appreciate our guests on today's show, Anne Gibson, Pam Beasley, Lisa Parker, Michelle Johns, and Moya Dent. If you'd like further information on Leadership Germantown program, please call us or visit our website, leadershipgermantown.org. If you're interested in the air dates of Inspiring Leaders or of any other show on GHS-TV, look in the Germantown News for the programming schedule, or you can visit GHS-TV.org, where we're also streaming live 24 hours a day. You can keep up with GHS-TV by visiting our website. We hope you'll like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Thank you again for joining us, and be sure to watch Inspiring Leaders again next month.